we're still multiplying matrices, and this time we're making our own and writing our multiplication with matrix. That's what we want. We want to be able to do the whole shebang, right? So, what do we know? We know that Fiona's art class painted a large mural, and they used 1 can of blue paint, 3 cans of white, and 2 cans of red. So we are looking at this one right here. Right? Now then, we need to make a matrix. So, a matrix for the cost and a matrix for the number of cans used, right? So, the cost of blue paint, when we do, here, let me show you. Let me show you an example. When we multiply things together, we need to make sure that we know what each column stands for and what each row stands for. So, if I had one like this, when I find my example that I want to show you, where'd my example go? Come on! Okay, here it is. See, I've got to know this one is about 2 different bakeries, Pierre's and Pauline's Bakery, and then how much of each kind of bread they use. So see, we're labeling the row and we're labeling the column. And then over here, we're labeling the row and we're labeling the column. So here, this one is the cost of each kind of bread, what they sell it for, and this is how many they make, right? So if I multiply this matrix times this matrix, I will know what Pierre, how much money Pierre makes if he sells this many loaves of bread, and how much money Pauline's Bakery makes if she sells this many loaves of bread, right? That's the deal, right? So you have to label these things. So that's what we're going to do. So here we go. So it says the art class painted a large mural. They used blue, white, and red paint. So I'm going to multiply the cost and then the number of cans used. So I'm going to write blue. I'll put a little B right here. Blue, white, and red. That's that for my thing. And then what I have, I only have one column that I'm dealing with, and that's the cost, right? So we can put cost right there. Cost. So how much does a blue can cost? $11.50, right? How much does a white can cost? A white costs $8.95. And how much does red cost? Red costs $14.20. Right? So there I have a matrix. Now when we write a matrix, we put little brackets around the matrix, and we have to keep it the way that it is. Now remember that we want to multiply C times N. And this one is 1 tall and 3 wide. So this N matrix that we make has to be, if the C matrix is 1 tall and 3 wide, then the N matrix has to be 3 tall and 1 wide, or else it doesn't work, right? Because we have to start with the same number that the other one ended with. So if this one ends with a 3, this one has to start with a 3, right? Okay, so the N matrix is the number of cans they used. They used, so we're going to write blue, and then white, and then red, And then I'm making my matrix. So let's use a big bracket there. He used 1 can of blue paint. It's right there. 3 cans of white paint. And 2 cans of red paint. And so this is the number of cans. So I'm labeling this column cans. Right? Easy smeezy. So the cost times the number of cans is going to give me how much he spent at the store. How much did they spend at the store when they bought all this stuff? Right? So let's multiply it out. What do we have to do? We have to go to our calculator. We turn on the matrix, which is second, and then matrix. Then I have to edit the size of my matrix. And remember, the first one we did was 1 by 3. So I need to change that. So I'm going to say, whoa, you can't see. There we go. I want this to be 1 by 3. And then what are the numbers I'm putting in? I'm putting in 11.50 and $8.95 and $14.20. Right? So I got all those numbers in my matrix, and so I can do second quit. Remember, I get out of this one so I can edit the other one. So I go back to matrix. Now I want to edit matrix 2, so I have to go down to 2. And how big is it? Well, we know that it's 3 tall and 1 wide. So we're going to say 3 by 1. Yay! And then we put in the numbers that they give us. 1 can of blue, 3 cans of white, 2 cans of red. Second quit. Now then, I can multiply those guys together. Right? Sure I can. And the answer comes out to be $66.75. Now when you look at this, it looks like there's 2 brackets. I don't know why, but they put 2 brackets on the answer. Right? 2 brackets on the answer. So $66.75 is the total cost. So when I want to know, hey, what's the total cost? I just found it. I found the total cost was $66. 66. Those are 6s. They don't look like 6s, do they? Let's make them look like 6s. That's what I say. Maybe a different color would make it look like a 6. There we go. $66.75. We did it. Okay, let's do it again. So, matrix, Sumi and Philip have a babysitting business. They charge $5 to babysit 1 child and $10 for small groups of children. Each week, Sumi babysits 3 children singly and 4 small groups, right? So that's 7 days in the week, right? She does 3 kids one at a time. She does 4 small groups. Now, Philip also babysits single children, 2 children, and he does 5 small groups. So we want a matrix for their charge and a matrix for the number of kids that they babysit, right? So a matrix for the charge and a matrix for the number of kids that they babysit. So let's do it. So I've got $5 for one and $10 for group, right? So we can, so this is our charge matrix. So we can say 5 for 1. You know, we'll start like this, 5 and 10. And we'll say this is 1 kid. And then this is a group rate. The group rate, right? So we're keeping track of what we're writing, right? That's our matrix. Okay. Now let's make another matrix This is how many people Sumi babysits and how many people Philip babysits. So I've got Sumi babysits 3 singletons. So here we got 1. We'll put 1 right there. And group right there. Just so we keep everything happy. Right, there we go. So Sumi babysits 3 single children, 4 groups. In 1 week, that's what she does. Philip babysits 2 single children, 5 groups. Yay. Okay. So, now then, we've got our 2 matrices, and what we want is multiply those 2 together and tell me what we get. Multiply those 2 together. Can we do it? This is a 1 by 2. This is a 2 by 2. So yeah, we can multiply those 2 together. So if I do that, let's see what we find. So I go back to my matrix, and I have to edit matrix. Oops, ran out of battery. There we go. Edit matrix A. Now, how big is matrix A? It's 1 tall and 2 wide. So I'm going to do 1 tall and 2 wide, and it's 5 and 10. Okay, second quit. Then I do second matrix, and I'm editing matrix B. And what's matrix B look like? It is 2 by 2. So 2 by 2. So I put 2 here, 2 there. All right. And what are the numbers? It's 3, 2 across the top. 3, then 2, then 4, then 5. All right. Now we want to know who makes the most money, right? Who makes the most money? So we want to multiply those 2 together. And what do we get? We get a matrix that is 1 tall and 2 wide. The first number is Sumi, and the second number is Philip. So Sumi makes $55, and Philip makes $60. Right? That's what that is. So whenever I multiply these 2 together, this was a 1 by 2 and a 2 by 2. When I multiply those 2 together, what I got is the total price, or the total take-home pay, that's what I want to say, the take-home pay that Sumi and Philip got. Since Sumi was here and Philip was there, then the first number that we have is Sumi's money. She gets $55. And the second is Philip's money. He makes $60. That's it. The whole shebang. See how you can do your stuff. All right. Bye-bye.